There is a color sitting in your closet right now that, the moment you put it on, makes people stop and say, "You look amazing." Not because it is flashy, not because it screams for attention, but because something about it just works. The trouble is, most women over 60 never figure out exactly what that color is. They cycle through the same dark neutrals year after year, thinking they are playing it safe, when in reality they are quietly erasing themselves. Today that stops, because I am going to show you 5 specific colors that do not just make you look put together. They make you look genuinely elegant, refined, like a woman who knows exactly who she is and is not here to apologize for it. And here is the thing I need you to know before we even get into the list. None of these 5 colors are what you are probably expecting. There will be no all-black suggestion, no safe beige. What I am going to share with you has everything to do with how color interacts with your skin, your hair, and the natural light that now falls across your face differently than it did 30 years ago. Stay with me because by the end of this video you are going to look at your wardrobe and your mirror in a completely different way. Before we get into the actual colors, I want to talk about something that almost nobody explains. Most style advice out there treats color like decoration, like it is just about what looks pretty on a hanger. But when you are dressing after 60, color is not decoration. Color is a tool. It either works with the changes your face has gone through, or it works against them. Your skin tone has softened. The contrast between your hair and your complexion has shifted. The way light reflects off your face is simply different now than it was in your 30s or 40s, and that is not a flaw. That is actually where elegance lives if you know how to meet it. The 5 colors I am about to walk you through were chosen for exactly that reason. Each one does a very specific job. And when you understand what that job is, you stop guessing and you start dressing with real intention. Let us get into it. Number 1. Soft ivory. Pure white is a cold color. It has a brightness to it that pulls every eye in the room toward it. And when it sits close to the face, it creates a stark contrast that can make the skin look flat, dull, or even a little gray. Soft ivory is different. Soft ivory has warmth baked into it. It is white that has been touched by cream, by a little gold, by something gentle and unhurried. And what it does close to a mature face is remarkable. It mirrors the natural warmth of your complexion back at you, rather than competing with it. The light bounces off soft ivory in a way that lifts the skin, brightens the area around the eyes, and creates what is essentially a soft, natural glow around your entire face. You do not need a filter. You do not need special lighting. You just need that color near your face. Now, where does soft ivory belong in your wardrobe? The most elegant placement is in tops, blouses, and scarves. A soft ivory blouse under a structured blazer is one of the most quietly powerful combinations a woman over 60 can wear. It looks polished without trying. It looks expensive without being loud. And it works on virtually every skin tone, from very fair to very deep, because that warmth in the ivory does not clash. It complements. One small thing to watch. If you go for soft ivory, pay attention to fabric. A crisp cotton or a fluid silk or satin finish material will keep it elegant. A worn-out or overly synthetic version of the same color will look tired. The color itself is beautiful. The fabric is what makes it luxurious. Number 2. Dusty rose. Dusty rose is pink that has been aged, softened, matured. It has gray in it. It has a quietness to it. It is the color of a rose that is at its most beautiful stage, not the day it bloomed brightly, but the day or two after, when it has settled into itself and become something more complex and more beautiful. That softness is exactly what makes it so transformative on women over 60. Here is the science behind it in very simple terms. As we age, the warm undertones in our skin, the soft pinks and peachy tones, can fade a little. Dusty rose reflects those same undertones right back toward the face. It is like holding up a mirror that only shows your best light. It adds a flush of life to the complexion without looking made up or overdone. It makes you look rested and well, and to be direct about it, younger, though not in a trying too hard way. It works naturally, organically. The most elegant ways to wear dusty rose after 60 are in soft knits and draped tops, in scarves worn loosely around the neck, in long cardigans, and occasionally in a simple dress with a clean silhouette. Pair it with soft neutral tones like camel, warm taupe, or the soft ivory we just discussed, and you have an outfit that is genuinely striking in its quietness. Now here is the one thing to avoid. Do not wear dusty rose near harsh, competing colors. It does not want to fight for attention. It wants to float. Let it do that. Number 3. Warm camel. Camel is one of the most underestimated colors in fashion. Not just after 60. At any age. But after 60, warm camel becomes something almost magical in what it does for the face and the overall silhouette. Let me explain why. Camel is a color that lives in the warmth between tan and golden brown. It is the color of sun on dry grass, of aged leather, of late afternoon light in October. And because it carries that warmth naturally within it, it does something very few colors can do. It elongates. When you wear camel, your eye does not stop abruptly at any point in the outfit. It travels. And that traveling quality creates an impression of height, of length, of effortless proportion. On a mature silhouette, that is enormously valuable. Beyond proportion, warm camel is also a masterclass in understated wealth. Think about the colors that the most elegant women in the world have always returned to. The classic French wardrobe, the London heritage aesthetic. Camel is always there. A well-cut camel coat is one of the most iconic garments in fashion history for a reason. It never shouts. It simply announces. After 60, the best placements for camel are outerwear, trousers, skirts, and structured blazers. A camel blazer over a white or soft ivory top with dark or deep-toned trousers is an outfit that requires almost no jewelry to look complete. The color does the work. Grounds you. Gives you presence. And it ages magnificently, both as a garment and as a concept. Number 4. Deep teal. Deep teal is one of the most powerful colors a woman over 60 can wear, and yet it is almost never mentioned in typical style advice for this age group. Let me tell you why it works so well. Teal is a color that sits at the intersection of blue and green, leaning toward the green, with depth and richness in its darker versions. And what that depth does near a mature face is extraordinary. It creates contrast without hardness. Think about what black does. Black creates high contrast against most skin tones, which can be quite stark, sometimes even harsh, especially in certain lighting. Deep teal creates contrast too, but it is a softer, more enveloping kind of contrast. It frames the face without cutting it. It draws attention upward toward the eyes, and because teal has those green undertones, it tends to make the whites of the eyes look brighter, and the irises look more vibrant, regardless of what color your eyes are. There is also something deeply sophisticated about teal as a choice. It is not a color that goes unnoticed. People see it. They notice the person wearing it. But it is not loud. It is not desperate. It is confident. It is the color of a woman who is not trying to fade into the background, and is also not trying to dominate the room. She is simply there, fully and completely herself. For women over 60, the most powerful placements for deep teal are draped tops and blouses, wrap dresses, and cardigans. A deep teal silk or satin look blouse paired with crisp cream or ivory trousers is quietly breathtaking. And if you want to make it truly memorable, a single piece of gold jewelry, not a lot, just one, is all the finishing touch this combination needs. Number 5. Lavender gray. I have saved this one for last deliberately because lavender gray is the most nuanced color on this list, and it is the one I think will surprise you the most. Lavender gray is not purple. It is not lilac. It is not silver. It is something all three of those things are reaching toward but never quite become. It is the color of early morning light through a sheer curtain. The color of mist over still water. A color that exists in a state of beautiful in-between. And it is one of the most flattering colors in existence for women with silver, white, or salt and pepper hair. Here is why. When your hair has shifted to silver or white, you have actually been given one of the greatest style assets imaginable, though so few women treat it that way. Silver and white hair are incredibly versatile. They are essentially a neutral that goes with everything. But the colors that truly make silver or white hair sing are the ones that share its tonal quality. Lavender gray shares that quality perfectly. It does not contrast with silver hair the way bolder colors do. Instead, it harmonizes with it, creating an overall impression that is seamlessly polished, effortlessly refined. It looks as though everything belongs together because tonally it does. Even if your hair is not silver, lavender gray is still a remarkable choice. On darker hair, it creates a soft, feminine contrast. On light brown hair, it reads as very elegant and considered. The best placements are in soft separates, flowing tops, draped blouses, and longer cardigans. A lavender gray wrap cardigan worn over a white or ivory base is one of the most quietly beautiful combinations in a woman's wardrobe at any age, but especially after 60. How to combine these 5 colors? Now that you have the 5 colors, I want to give you something extra that most style channels will not tell you. These 5 colors are not meant to live separately in your wardrobe. They are meant to live together. Soft ivory and dusty rose are natural partners. Warm camel and deep teal are one of the most sophisticated pairings in fashion. Lavender gray and soft ivory together are the definition of quiet elegance. When you begin to build your wardrobe around these colors, something interesting happens. You stop looking at individual pieces and you start seeing combinations. You stop buying clothes impulsively and you start making deliberate choices. And the result is a wardrobe that feels coherent, considered, and genuinely personal. That is the real shift that happens when you dress with intention instead of habit. I want to leave you with one thought before you go. Elegance after 60 is not about following rules. It is about understanding yourself well enough to make choices that reflect who you actually are. These 5 colors, soft ivory, dusty rose, warm camel, deep teal, and lavender gray, are not the right choice for every woman. But for the woman who is ready to stop hiding, ready to stop defaulting to what feels safe, and ready to step into a wardrobe that says something true about her, these colors are a very good place to start. If this video gave you something new to think about, I would love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments. Which of these 5 colors are you most excited to try? And if you know someone who has been struggling to figure out what colors actually work for her after 60, share this with her. She deserves this conversation. I will see you in the next one.